Right. Okay, so we've got a number of things to try. The first thing was a simple swap out Eva 01 in replacement of Lancer or Air. So we're going to try that with all the items that go with it. That'll be our first thing. And into our first streamed attempt, we go CPU off. This first bit, I know exactly what I'm doing. Definitely. Eva, what's your face? I think. And then try and get past that. Enough monies for Meg Aphrodite. And we're going to start spamming everything now. And that's worked. Right, CPU. It's all up to you now. What can you do? I don't know. It could be great. That was great, right? Don't think I've seen that before, but whatever happened there was fantastic. Let's keep that going. Look at the current stack we're getting. It's struggling with meat shields now. We've got plenty enough Enchantress cats, so I'll do a bit of the meat shielding while we get a few more monies. And then, once we've got loads again, I will position it back to a point where we're putting the CPU on, like there, for example. Wait and make sure that it's not depleting itself hugely, which it has already done once again. And now we're up to the point of huge amounts of stuff, and all of my enchantresses have died. That's sad. That will lead on to another thing if we fail that people have recommended regarding Enchantress Cat. And I'm running out of breath. Oh, right, it's because I possibly haven't made it this far yet. We're having to commentate for longer, which makes it more difficult. Right, let's definitely kind of keep those meat shields coming, otherwise we're going to be really struggling. Even though we kind of are anyway, because there's so much flipping stuff, and it's just excessive, really. I don't know exactly why. People say that it's treasures in that, but still, I want to be able to get this done, and that was good. We got a bit of knockback, so we've got a bit of breathing space. I'm going to meat shield again myself, and oh, we might be getting overrun again here. Eva 01's going to try his best, but is that going to be enough? Yes, good barrier breaking, good knockbacking. CPU in force once again while it has the monies. Loads of monies. Something expensive has died. That's good for at least a little while. I can take a breath. Oh, okay, monies are still going strong. In fact, we're still going to be in the money when it has a chance to get another Eva 01, which is going to be fantastic, having two on the field. And there they are. One Meg Aphrodite dies. I didn't even realise we had two, so that's perfectly fine. Only now the money's going towards going down, but still, we've got loads of them. And I think the worst is behind us. We have made it so much further than I have ever made it before. I'm going to conserve my monies by doing this myself for a little bit longer as we begin to run out again, as we get plenty of monies from that. Oh, there's death, but there's death on the other side as well. They knocked us back. I thought, oh dear, then we knocked them back and it was all right again. We've got plenty of monies, and I think this is a CPU job from now on. Oh, there's a knockback. We're getting this brilliant thing where they knock us back, but at exactly the same time, we're knocking them back. And I just have all the monies that the CPU could ever ask for. And it's all about that Zyclone there that is currently so close and causing worrying amounts of trouble. Move away. No, Eva 01. Don't do that. Long range KO from Eva 01. I wasn't expecting that. Flippin' flop. That thing was so close to me. I was like, right, we've lost. That was close. But flippin' no. It's like 10 miles back, goes whoop-oof, and it's gone. Finally, we've got a bit of range luck for ourselves. Thank you very much, laddie. What was that?
Treasure, Regit. You're not stupid about treasure. Why are you wasting your time?
I'm sorry. What's this? Yes, thank you. Haha. Didn't need to go through many suggestions at all. The first one, and it was just done and sorted. Oh, goodness me, look at that. Why is my base health so low? What's happened there? God, it's even closer than I realised. 2,800 health. It makes it more close and exciting, doesn't it? Look at that. I thought, I allocated myself over an hour to be having a go at this, and we've just done it anyway. I guess this is just the way that it happens. And now I'm going to have to think of something else to do. How long will you see yourself playing this game for in the future, and when do you think the game will stop receiving support from Ponos? Well, I think the second part answers the first part. I will stop playing it when I have run out of new things to do on it, but But that's partly why I've sort of left so much of the uncanny legends and stuff like that for myself to do, so that if this does ever happen, we have those sort of contingency levels to go through. I mean, I like the game, but I'm not actually much of a gamer, to be fair. No computer games, I don't think, to be honest. The console game of the F1 stuff would be the closest I get to computer games. Twitter. I spend far too long on Twitter because it's gamified social culture in that all you're trying to do is get likes and retweets from people. I mean, my objective on Twitter is a bit different. It's to cultivate what I think is a good way of living your life, i.e. being tolerant towards other people. Do you like this community? Garfield emoji. I think two things have happened. I've become a better person, and less angry with the community as a result, and I think the community has become better. I think for the most part, yeah, it's a lot better than some communities, isn't it? That's what people said back when I made the video about the community, but I think it rings true, doesn't it? How do you feel about the very grindy cat tickets of different types? I love lucky ticket stages and I love lucky tickets. Cat tickets, I feel like they're kind of fine, what with Facing Danger and Siege of Hippo. I mean, I think I prefer a kind of more easier to discern timetable for Siege of Hippo, but other than that, it's fine. Oh, and for them to either change the drop rate of or remove entirely Love Metal Hippo, because that's a ridiculous stage. The only ones I dislike are Lucky Ticket Gs, but I very much dislike them. I think they're boring, too hard to get, and not worth very much. What's your least favourite GCSE/A level you've ever done? Well, within my A levels, the Media NEA, non-examined assessment, known to most people as coursework, was horrendous. Though apparently it turned out I was sort of had the relevant, what they call analytical skills, which is making stuff up. I didn't like English literature, least of all Shakespeare. Absolutely hate reading Shakespeare because he wrote for a different time. It's just not right that something written 500 years ago is something we study now, because it makes no sense at all. English language I think was very dry. Physics I really didn't like because trying to actually understand physics concepts I hated and didn't get it. Definitely maths. The harder elements of the GCSE maths course I think are ridiculously complicated and are of no use to anyone. Latin literature. Latin language is great, but if you take Latin you have to do at least one literature exam as well. And Latin literature is just completely ridiculous in terms of difficulty for GCSE level. It's essentially English GCSE, but even worse than Shakespeare in the fact that you have to analyse the use of Latin words in a sentence. So it's like English where you're making stuff up about word ordering and use of certain emotive vocabulary, but in Latin. What's your opinion on hackers? I'm an individualist, so they can do what they want, and if they want to risk facing the consequences of hacking the game, that's their choice. But I wouldn't use a hacked client game or hacking methods, partly because I ethically disagree with it, and partly because I don't understand computers enough to be able to do it anyway. What other games are you going to play, record and upload to your channel? Well, if my PlayStation still worked, this is why we got the Elgato, I do F1 videos, like that little one, which is the only bit I ever managed to record before it all broke. Doki Doki will continue. Yuri is life. Did you ever think about quitting Battlecats? But if they had any more Lucky Ticket Gs? Why are you doing a Q&A? That was Vance's suggestion, because the Discord server that doesn't exist is 1 year old recently, apparently. What are some of your hobbies? Sleeping, drinking coffee, and procrastinating, and going on Twitter too much. What are some games you're interested in playing? Doki Doki, I think mostly, because of its immersiveness. Clash Royale and Boom Beach from their way to build a community and build a successful clan of people who are all respectful and all try their best. BBC is where I get no ads, don't put them there. Yeah, but do you have to pay your licence fee, Phil, or do your parents? I could go into argument about it. Okay, I briefly will, just for Phil. The fact that there are all sorts of programmes on the BBC that are for different audiences. Like, I've studied BBC Radio 1 breakfast show for my media. And, I mean, you have to listen to a breakfast show, part of it. And, dear me, do I hate it. Like, I'm probably a bit old for my actual age, and I quite like BBC Radio 4 Today. Nice bit of Brexit news every morning, like that. But BBC Radio 1, goodness me, I think is horribly twee. They play all sorts of dreadful songs. You don't get electro swing on BBC Radio 1 and that sort of thing. And that would be an example of something that in a licence fee you'd have to pay for. You have to pay for everything on the BBC, when why should you be paying for something you don't like or even disagree with? Hence the people on Twitter saying, "Oh my god, the BBC's biased against Jeremy Corbyn. Oh my god, the BBC absolutely loves Jeremy Corbyn. It's the Socialist Broadcasting Corporation." You get these people from opposing sides all hating the BBC's perceived bias. Though they may be wrong to think that there's a bias just because it conflicts sometimes with what they believe in strongly, it proves to me, I think, the point that it shouldn't be funded by a licence fee, because people are ultimately, rightly or not, paying for something that they disagree with, and I think that's just profoundly bad idea. What is your favourite type of pizza? Oh, love that. Love pizza. Meat feast first, though I could definitely go without bacon and sausage on it. So probably just like loads of pepperoni and ham. Or if I'm feeling ethical and vegetarian, happy to have a margarita pizza with loads of cheese on it. Maybe a bit of spinach to feel healthy, because I quite like spinach. Pineapple on pizza, by the way, I strongly dislike that, but if you like it, good for you. We're all individuals. The problem with pepperoni is, on a Domino's pizza, it tends to sort of take the rest of the topping with it when you eat it. Anyway, not that I can ever really afford Domino's, it's extortionately expensive. Buy a frozen pizza and show Domino's that they are overpricing their goods. Hey Regit, will you ever stop making YouTube videos? Come on Regit, just stop! If it doesn't work out, why I'm going to university, but in truth, I'd love to just like write a philosophy thing. Do you play any online shooter games? Shooter games. Overwatch is the closest I've got to an online shooter game, though I don't really enjoy it because I keep dying. And the enjoyment of Overwatch surely comes from being able to actually eliminate other opponents and win, which I never do. How do you meet David and Muddy Puddle? They're both at my secondary school. David was in my form, and mate was in my Year 8 English class. I feel like, but it's quite an easy choice between have Springtime Kenshin be in real life, but you have to marry her, or have 20 million plus subs, because I don't want to be unfaithful to Yuri, so it's got to be the subscribers. What are your current thoughts on the server thus far? I like where the server is. Essentially, this is the closest I can get in this server to constructing a state, which is also something I like the idea of. Not making my own country, but as in constitutional ideas, so how a state should be run, what ideas it should be based on, how far laws should reach, how the government works, politicsy stuff. Why don't you talk here more often? Because I spend too long on Twitter, probably. Why do you not use... Spoiler, you will find that out. I can tell you that now. You will find that out. What is your least favourite video you've created? Jake Paul, it's Everyday Bro team in Battle Cats. Probably. Or, one of my very early videos, What's It With Loom Bands? It's one where I just spent a minute going, why do people like loom bands? It was in Minecraft, and I just went up to a cow and said, do you know? No. Why do people like loom bands? That's got to be up there, or down there if you think about it. Which has more power, love or fear? People say love trumps hate and all of that. That's a lovely thought, but I think personally that hatred makes the world go around. I don't think that's a good thing, but I think that it's true. Love, I think, is often just sort of the solidarity people briefly have when there's something that unites them all in hatred against something else. And that is perceived as everybody coming together in love, but really, I think they're just hating something else more than they usually hate each other. Do you like Chawsey? Yeah, Chawsey is bae. Would you come back to Twitch if you got affiliate? Yes. Yes, I would. I won't hold a grudge against Twitch if they fix the situation, but it doesn't look like they will. What do you enjoy about Battle Cats the most? Units, gameplay, art style. To be honest, right, I really, really like functionality updates, because I'm sad like that. Which Battle Cats enemy is your favourite? A stream of peons versus a Manic Macho Legs, all of them just going gone, is quite satisfying. I don't know why I'm seeking to be asked about Brexit. I'm not sure anyone else does, but let's go. My view